Good day, everyone, and welcome to today's daily devotion. Today's devotion will be taken from James chapter 1, verse 6, and it reads as follows. But when you ask, you must believe and not doubt, because the one who doubts is like a wave of the sea, blown and tossed by the wind. Here the verse kind of encourages us to question, but when we question, to question in faith and belief. That when we ask a question, we have hope that the best case scenario lies at the end as the answer. And not that we already expect the worst to come, but that we have hope for something good in the end. And then the verse kind of compares us to waves in the sea that get blown and dragged by winds. That when we ask questions with doubt or when we question not to find out but to condemn, that we are like a wave in the sea that could end up anywhere. That when you don't have faith or belief, when you question, your mind comes up with all the worst case scenarios. And those things then become almost a reality in your head. You look at all the things that could go wrong, and to you the probability that the things in your head are true are a lot more likely than what God has in store for you, or what the actual answer is. You can kind of make the equivalency to relationships. That when you don't know and you question, you usually come up with the worst possible answers. The reality that you almost force yourself to face drags you to all the negative possibilities. You never really get to see what the true answer is. You never open your eyes to it. See, we do so to protect ourselves, to be prepared, so that if the worst case scenario comes true, we know how to deal with it. We know how to overcome it. Because yes, it's one thing to be put in a really bad situation, but it's another to not know how to get out. And I think sometimes when we question our faith, when we question God, or even when we question other people, the doubt that leads our questioning never really allows us to see what the true answer is. Never really gives us clarity. And if anything, sways us in the ocean like a wave to all the things that we've always dreaded. You see, faith is divine. Faith doesn't think with a human mind, but faith thinks with a heart like Christ. When you question, you always expect that something good will come from it. You might not understand it, but that it will positively impact your life. See, that's how faith works. Completely different to the human mind. A concept that we might not always understand, but that we know comes from God. And that we know will lead us to God. So when we ask, may we ask in faith. When we stumble, may we stumble in faith. And when we rise, may we rise in faith. So that we may not be swayed, but so that we may journey with God. Amen.